Hey lovelies and happy new year. I am so excited to get to hang out with all of you today to share my top faves of 2024. Now, this is going to be a video where I share with you not just my favorite new, but my favorite tried and true. Yeah, let's go with that. So I'm going to do a little something old and something new. I honestly just rounded up the things that made me happy time and time again this year, whether it was something that came out this year or whether it's something that came out 10 years ago. Now, I know that this year was a year for me kind of like rolling back the spending a little bit and truly taking time to enjoy what I already own, what I already spent my hard-earned cash on, with sprinklings of some new things, to kind of keep it fresh and fun. And I thought that doing my favorites video this way would really be in celebration of that. So I will have links down below for the something new and the something old sections if you're really just here for one or the other. I will be honest, the something new section is going to be some things that maybe aren't brand new on the scene. They were just new to me because I will be honest, I am far too lazy to look up when a product was launched. And I'm getting far too old to know off the top of my head when that was. Okay. How's that for an intro? If we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We're gonna roll right in. I am gonna try to do my best to keep this video from rambling on and on. I'm gonna try to keep it, I'm not gonna say short because we all know that's not gonna happen, but let's say like a little bit more fast-paced. Okay, so where should we start? We might as well start with the something new, right? So I'm going to start off the top. Now, I am not going to go into a ton of fragrance in this video. I think I am going to do like I did last year, ranking all of my 2024 fragrance purchases. So I did 2023. I'm going to do 2024, I'm pretty sure. If I don't have time to do a full ranking, maybe I'll just do like a top 10 fragrances that I purchased. We'll have to see, but I'm not really going to go into those too much. I did just want to mention a couple things though. I wanted to mention a new to me brand that I really had fun trying out. I found some really just like very fun fragrances and I just had to give them a mention. You know, I love talking about a good little small owned company. Now I found out about this brand. I can give full credit and blame to Deandra, of course, CEO of Devinah, because she did a live on her channel going over some of the scents. And while I think she and I have a little bit of a different scent vibe, I was just so curious. So I definitely, you know me when I'm curious. I don't usually just buy like one or two things. I think at this point, I have probably like 8 scents from this brand. Some of them in the eau de parfum scent in the eau de parfum strength, and some in the like parfum mist or like body mist strength. So I did just want to pull out a couple. If you can still find this on the site, if you can still find it, I would snag it. It was in the like clearance section, but this is the hibiscus guava. If you like guava, oh, this smells so good. I cannot wait to pull this one out this spring. So love this one. This was another fun one that I got this year, and this is root beer, and this is just a body spray. And I'm telling you, oh, these have gotten, this one smells good. It's definitely gotten creamier as it sat. This one has the notes of root beer, vanilla, ice cream, cinnamon, and clove. Yeah, I definitely get that. I get that like creaminess of the ice cream now. This is a fun one. So I really had to give this brand a shout out because it is a new to me brand for the year 2024, and I cannot wait to try a few things in 2025. A few, maybe not 9. We'll have to see. I probably got more than 9. I don't even know. We're not going to go there. All right. So, oh, that's a something old. We're going to hold that one off. So I guess that's really the only fragrance chat we're going to have in this video. So if you're a fragrance fanatic like me, if you're a frag head, make sure that you are subscribed so you can see the other fragrance content. I know that not all of you are here for all the smells. So I'm going to keep that in a separate video. But if you want to see more giddy Kelly talking about things that smell amazing and bring back scent memories and make me super happy, that one's coming soon. All right, skincare. So this was the year, if you guys didn't know, one of my makeup goals for this year was to not purchase any skincare unless it was a main standby in my routine that I ran out of. And I really held to that, mostly. At the end of the year, Paula's Choice had a good Black Friday sale that I kind of like dipped into a little bit, but mostly getting things that I already have known and loved. But I really was taking time to like go through what I already have. And there are things that I liked. There are things, honestly, that I even loved, but there wasn't anything that was like, whoa, I really need to talk about this. Until this fall, when Remedy reached out and offered to send some PR to me. So if you are unfamiliar with this brand, this was started by Dr. Shaw. If any of you have watched the Dr. Lee channel, you've seen Dr. Shaw talk before about all sorts of different things. So I was excited, but honestly, like possibly a little jaded by the, let's call it, influencer celebrity brands out there. But I was like, I'm going to give this a go, right? We're talking about a dermatologist. So I went into this cautiously optimistic and I was very surprised. Now, I have two of the products that they sent me that I've really been enjoying. So the Super Stacked KP and Textured Skin Treatment. I do have keratosis pilaris on my arms. And honestly, as a woman who is 43, I just want I just want to take off all the years, right? But in a way that is gentle. And I have tried other body exfoliating products and they either have a little bit of a weird scent, they can tend to be kind of sticky, and this is none of those things. So I really love this one. The other product that I have really been enjoying is the Super Stacked Healthy Aging Treatment. So this is a combination. I'm going to pull up the details on this serum because there's so much. This is chock full of so many things that I can't keep it all straight. Okay, so in this little bottle right here, we have encapsulated retinol, retinaldehyde, argireline, glycolic acid, niacinamide, matrixyl 3000, ceramides, resveratrol, ferulic acid, all in this one thing. Now, one of the things that I love about this is it's a little bit of everything in a dosage that I think anyone can handle. And for me, what that means is this is something that I could use every single day without having to worry about that like scary turnover time, you know, like where your skin is going to start freaking out before it gets used to that. I have not had that happen with this. I will be honest, I do sometimes go through with a higher dose of retinol. But when I do that, when I start going through that period of time, I mean, in fact, just recently I was like a snake. I was sort of like sloughing off. So this is great if you are just trying to get into a retinol, if you are trying to just be better about your skincare and you don't want to have a 75-step treatment. I think that this is great. I tried these out without looking at the prices, and because I really didn't want that to tint my view on the quality of the product, right? Because it could be something that's inexpensive and you're like, yeah, for the price, this does a good job. Or it could be something that's like ridiculously expensive and you're like, I don't know, I expect miracles for something of that price. So I just kind of wanted to go into this without knowing. And then I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw the pricing on this. I'll be honest, I assumed when you have a brand that is attached to someone that's fairly well known in the beauty community, I was like, it's going to be kind of up there. But this serum is $38 at full price. 38 bucks. So that is pretty incredible. I think for all that you're getting in here, this is great. The packaging is great. I love that it is that airtight packaging. I love the fact that this is a recyclable aluminum bottle. Just so awesome. Many great things. I would absolutely try more from this brand if I get to the point where I'm in need of some things. I love the fact that this brand also kind of keeps things pretty simple. So you have healthy aging, you have dark spot, you have pore size, body bumps, dry lips, pimples, like simple, right? Pretty much everybody has like one or more of those concerns. I have pretty much all of those other than pore size. Which, give it a couple years, that's probably going to happen. So I just had to give them a shout out. I'm very excited about what I've tried. I will have those products, by the way, and pretty much everything else that I'm talking about loving in this video linked down below for you as well. And if anything was sent in PR, I will of course notate that. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about some tools. Well, it didn't take long for me to get confused with the something new and something old. This mix of brushes is a little bit of both. You all know that I did a big brush declutter this year. I was like, okay, it's got to happen. I just need to keep my tippy top faves. So if you do want to see all the brushes, I mean, I've got so much brush content here on my channel. I've got my brush declutter. I did another like top favorite brushes video. So I'll have that one linked down below. But I really just needed to talk about a few of the brushes that I just reach for all of the time. Now, these three are all face brushes. That doesn't mean that I don't love my eye brushes. I was looking over and I'm like, all of the eye brushes that are here, all the ones that I kept, I kind of like grab equally. So these three though, I have to have them clean and on hand at all times. So we're going to talk about the 111. You guys know that this is my favorite bronzer brush. Let me tell you, BK Beauty just killed it when they came out with this brush. If you're a team small brush like me, you're gonna like all three of these brushes. But I just love this brush, and I need to have at least one clean at all times because this is pretty much the only thing I want to put powdered bronzer on with. Now we're gonna talk about the 109. If you are a cream blush wearer and you don't have the BK Beauty 109 brush yet, who are you? You need to try one. You can use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL, by the way. I will, of course, have my affiliate link down below. But this brush, why I love it is I used it today. Why I love it is so good at laying down product, especially if you're using something that can sometimes start to pick up what's underneath if you start doing too many buffing motions, because this really is more of like a stippling brush. So it just pats the product in place so beautifully. I just adore it. So absolutely love. Now this one just rolled in at the end of this year and at the end of last year. Wow, we're gonna have to all get used to that. So I am gonna put this one in here because ever since they sent it to me, I cannot put this one down, and this is the 115. So there is something about the density of this brush and the smaller shape than the 101 that I am just loving. I just love this. The density reminds me a lot of the one in the mini set from the Angie Hot and Flashy set, but I love the smaller size. I love it. So thanks to BK Beauty for sending that over. This brush is not available yet on its own. It is still just in that Complexion Core Trio, but it should be coming in the next few months. So I, of course, will be giving you all a shout out from the rooftops when this one is available singly so that you know, but I did have to just share how much I've been loving this one. So those are the three, technically kind of four, that I'm going to talk about. Now let's move into some other things. Now you all know, as a professional hairdresser, I definitely have a routine that I stick to. I mean, I kind of change a couple products around here and there. I've talked about a lot of different hair care here on my channel, but the one thing that I want to talk about that has really changed my routine and my hair is having a sleep bonnet. I started out with this one. It's just an inexpensive satin one from Amazon. I'll link it down below. This is just like a little cheapy reversible one. They have it with the like cinch band and they also have it with the tie option. I'll try to get both down below. But let me tell you, this has changed my life because whether I am leaving my hair natural like this and I just don't want it to be rubbed around and super fuzzy the next day, or if, I mean, I started getting hot flashes now, and even before I started getting hot flashes, if I'm laying down on my side and this hair ends up underneath my arm and I get hot, I wake up, and if I've curled my hair the day before, this side looks lovely and this side looks like I chewed on it because my hair reverts to this on one side, but this side still looks cute. So I have found if I loosely gather my hair up and flip over and put on my sleep bonnet in the morning, I can take that out. While yes, I feel like the cinch band does flatten out my roots a little bit right here, the rest of it looks flawless. Like I can just run my fingers through it and be on my way. Maybe on like day 3 or 4, I might want to touch up a couple curls, but I don't feel like I have to redo the whole thing because I got crushed and mashed and hot. Also, if you sleep with a partner who hates laying on your hair or you hate your partner laying on your hair, this is great because it keeps it all contained. Jeremy really appreciates this as well. So I love this. I am definitely a fan of silk pillowcases. Like that's what I was doing before I started using this. I still use a silk pillowcase for my face. I would like to upgrade to a silk bonnet at some point just because I know that that is more moisturizing, even more kind on the hair. I just haven't gotten there yet. I wanted to get one during Black Friday sales and I kind of forgot, and like the prices of a high quality silk bonnet are cray cray. So if you have one that you love, let me know, an actual silk one. Otherwise, I'm going to stick to this one for a while because it's actually been great. I just washed it recently and it held up perfectly. So definitely a fan, absolutely a fan. All right, so we've got a little bit of fragrance, skincare tools out of the way. Speaking of skincare, by the way, there was just this period like this fall when I don't know what happened, but I started getting inundated with skincare PR. which is great. I'm so excited. I love sharing things with all of you. And so I'm excited for that opportunity. But if I'm getting skincare to try, I absolutely need to give it a stretch of time. And during that stretch of time, I don't want to be trying a bunch of different stuff uh, new all at the same time because there's no like controlled variables there, right? Like it could, if something goes wrong, I don't know what it is. And if something goes right, I don't technically know what it is. So I sort of kept pretty true to what I know and love through the holiday season because I was like, listen, y'all, I do not have time for my skin to be freaking out for something to happen. But I was sent some PR that I'm really excited about in the fall that I didn't have a chance to get around to. So I'm going to do a little haul coming up, like a haul of PR things that I bought and things, and I'll share those with you. And I will be trying some in the future. Just wanted to give that heads up. Okay, so now that we've gotten through those, let's talk about some maquillage, shall we? All right, I guess this technically is more skincare than anything, but I truly this year, it's totally not new, but I fell in love with the Lanolips 101 ointment. Now, I haven't actually used this coconutter flavor yet. I have another one open, but the formula I just absolutely love. And so this is one that I know that when I run out of these, I will absolutely repurchase. I just think that they're nourishing to the lips. It's really kind of hard to find something where you actually feel like your lips feel better when you're done using it. Not just that they didn't get more dehydrated, but that they actually feel better. And I feel like this does that. So I absolutely love it. Thank you to my friend Mel for recommending that. And all of the other things that she recommended me this year. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. So moving on from that, let's talk about some complexion. So I have two products in my something new category that I just really loved and have used so much. And that's why I picked these two out. I had quite a few things that I've really loved, but I had to pull out the two that I have just used time and time and time again. So they're sort of on opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. So of course, the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Tint had to be in here. I wear the shade T5, and I would say this is probably 50% formula and 50% shade. That's kind of the two reasons why I love this. I love the sheer formula of this. It's so easy to wear and apply. Very simple. It is quite sheer, but the cool olive of this, I find, just regulates my skin tone. It takes out any redness. This always looks perfect on my skin. I always know when I see something, and maybe you guys can kind of see here from the top, or oh, if I can get it like where it's not, oh gosh, the light is kind of bright right now. When I get something that it has like almost like a gray, a cement tone to it, I'm like, this is gonna be so good. I just always get excited because I have had such a hard time. If I get something that is neutral, it usually looks pink. If I get something that is warm or golden, then it usually looks like yellow or orange on me. And so this I find not only works flawlessly on its own, but it also works really well to mix in with other products. I just love this. Thank you, Lisa. This is flawless. Okay. And by the way, I mean, thank you, Lisa, for creating this, not thank you for sending it to me because I bought it. All right. The other one, again, because of the tone, is the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. Now, this is like the opposite side of this. So this is very luminous to the point of, I would say, almost dewy, like a satin with a little bit of dew. This is matte with a bit of satin. The thing about this though is I usually mix this in with moisturizer, and that for me creates the most beautiful, flawless tinted moisturizer. 100% you could get this to full coverage, but I don't wear it that way. I tend to wear this when I want something that is not going to be overly glowy, but that still has, you know, a decent bit of coverage. It's going to have more coverage than this, even mixed with the normal amount of moisturizer that I use. I just love this. It's probably going to take me a while to go through this, but when I use this up, I will definitely buy another one. So I have the shade Light Medium Cool Olive. That's shade 13. This was sent to me by the brand, by the way. I just know that both of these are really going to look great. This one lasts longer just because obviously it's a little less glowy, a little less, you know, of that like satin vibe. This one looks flawless, but does start to wear off. Now today, I actually have this one mixed with the Studio Water Weight from MAC. So I use these as cocktail mixes all the time. This is a bit too almost like peachy on me. It doesn't might not look like it right now, but when I put this on, this looks almost peachy orange on my skin. And then I put this on with it and it looks like gray green. And I'm like, yes, this is gonna make the perfect combo. Okay, so love those. Very different ends of the spectrum, but truly loves. All right, another complexion product that came out this year that I really fell in love with. You guys know RMS has my heart in so many ways. This powder really did it for me. This, of course, is the Hydra setting powder. And the thing about this that I love is the slight luminosity to this. Now, it to me, and somebody said they felt like it had like shimmer in it. I don't see any shimmer whatsoever. Like I see a bit of like I said, just that like luminosity to it. There's no fleck. And by somebody, I think I mean Wayne Goss. I think I was watching Wayne's like video where he was going over some different things. I don't find this to be super luminous. It's great. I also like that it's tinted if I want that option. So I have the shade medium. I probably won't pull this one back out until the late spring because it is probably a little bit dark for me right now. So also I find that a tinted powder when I'm at my driest can tend to just enhance that more than a translucent powder. So this baby will definitely be coming back out once my pigment starts to come back out as well. Okay, so moving into lips, I am going to be pretty brief on this. There were a lot of things that I really enjoyed this year. I just want to talk about two that I find that I'm using over and over and over again, and basically always have one on hand in my purse. So this was the year, this was the year that I really enjoyed a lot of Sigma makeup. I honestly can't think of anything that I got from Sigma this year that I was like, nope, that's a miss. The lip cream is not my favorite formula, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just a preferential thing. But my heart was stolen by the Renew lip oils. Now, this is not the traditional packaging. This is the shade that I have on, but this is from The Little Mermaid. So they might still have this trio available. This is the shade Coral. Now, there is something about the Sigma lip oils. I would say that they are a lip oil lip gloss hybrid. And there is just something to the feel of these. They have a good thickness to them. They aren't like the oil that just like slip slides, but they also aren't sticky. They're beautiful. You know that in the Renew traditional packaging, I really like the Tranquil shade and the Tint shade, but I want to get all of them. I really do. I want all of them. So I really love them. I loved the two shades of lip oil that came in the Little Mermaid kit. So if that one is still available, I'll have that link down below. By the way, I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but I know that Sigma is doing their like semi-annual clearance sale, and you can get 40% off with my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL. So check them out. I'm not going to lie, there's more Sigma to come in this video. All right, so that is one. The other one is also a lip oil, and we're going to talk about the RMS Legendary lip oils. I'm glad that I went against my better judgment and bought these because I did not need them, but I really wanted them. I have 3 shades now. This is the shade Lily. I am sad, but I think that my other 2 shades are at work because I use them so much. They must be at work. So this shade Lily is so pretty. It is a beautiful, I would say like poppy, no, not poppy because it doesn't have an orange to it. It's a beautiful like cherry, yeah, I'm gonna say like winter cherry shade. This is so, so pretty. The formula on these is so nice. Again, it has a beautiful thick oil feel. These are not sticky, they are not gloopy. These also have more pigment. I mean, I will swatch the Sigma one here next to it. So if you get the colors that are like more colorful from RMS, they can really pack some punch. And I personally do find that they stain the lip a little bit, just very gently. But that does mean that even if the oil itself wears off, you have a little bit of color there. So you can see the Sigma one is here. It has a little bit of tint to it, but compared to Lily, it's like ba-bam. So I truly love these. I did pick one up from Ulta recently. I'll put the shade here, but it is a beautiful, cool tone version of something like this. It's almost like a fresh kind of like orchidy shade. Absolutely stunning. I don't probably need any more of the shades because I can kind of like do with other things in my collection to sort of get the same effect, but I wouldn't be sad to have more of them. So definitely a love. I really feel like these are nourishing on the lips. My one thing is that I wish that more was on the applicator. I think that this almost like pulls a little too much product off in the, what is that? I wonder what that mechanism is called that like suctions and scrapes some of it off. I'm sure there's a name for it. I'm sure there's a name for that part of the component. But anyway, I wish that it wasn't quite so strong because I would like a little bit more to come off on the doe foot. But it's a small price to pay to dip in one more time. It's totally fine. So absolutely love that. This really has been a year where I've been doing easy, quick lips. My lips have been pretty dry. And with the Invisalign this year, I didn't do a lot of lipsticks just because I found that they would come off onto my Invisalign sometimes. And sometimes I can stay in the Invisalign tray and it also just looks ridiculous. So I tended to wear something just a little less. That being said, I'm just going to give an honorary mention to the Lisa Eldridge Rouge Experience lipsticks. The case is gorgeous. I love, the functionality of the all aluminum packaging, the ability to recycle. I'm very excited to see the other formulas that she comes out with. The whole concept is beautiful. That one obviously came out towards the end of the year, but I just didn't reach for it as much as these other products, but not because it wasn't beautiful. I just wasn't wearing a ton of lipstick. I have a feeling that so the concept is a favorite. The actual product is also a favorite, but just not one that I used quite as much as these others. So I just I'm gonna throw that out there. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's go into eyes. We might as well. We were just talking about RMS. We're gonna crawl back into the RMS category. This is not the last time either. I tell you what, this is a brand that has been around a long time, and I don't know if it's just like their marketing has really been upped this year. I really do think that it is the Redimension Hydro Blushes that really put them back on the market. By the way, speaking of the blushes, can we just all assume that those would be one of my something quote unquote old favorites? Like, I still love them. They are the blush that I reach for all the time if I want a powder, slightly glowy blush. Love, love, love. I did not put them in this video because maybe if you're new to my channel, you don't know how much I love them, but otherwise, you've all heard me talk about them endlessly. Like, there was just something, there wasn't a single launch that I tried from the brand that I have been unhappy with yet. I just really think that this brand does high quality products. I just really do. The eyelights being one of them that I tried this year and absolutely fell in love with. For me, you know that I love a good cream and liquid shadow. For me, it is the formula of this that is so forgiving on the eye. You get a bit of luster, you get a bit of color, but it is very forgiving. It never looks crusty, they never look dusty, they last all day long. And if you are someone where you experience more texture on your lid, these give you some luminosity but are very kind to the eye. So here we have Spark. This is one of the newer shades that I got. It's a beautiful, I think they call it like a plum brown or something like that. I feel like it's a little bit of like a rosy plum brown. It's got a little bit of like a copper flip to it that's just gorgeous. I love it. I could see myself having all of them at some point in time. I don't right now just because, you know, a little bit at a time, and I do have other shades in my collection that are similar to some of the others, but the formula of these is just so beautiful. I think that they blend out gorgeously. A little goes a very long way. So happy with those. So that's definitely one of the things that has really just brought me joy. There have been a lot of mornings where I am like, okay, I'm tired. I don't want to put a lot of effort into an eye look, and I don't want something that I just don't know how it's going to go. And these are what I've grabbed every time because I know that they will also last all day long. Absolutely love them. By the way, a lot of you know that I am a Sydney Grace cream shadow lover. I don't want to say that these have bumped those out of the way because they're very different. The Sydney Grace is a little bit thinner in formula, and they're also shinier, which I think is also what gives them a bit more of a textured look. They're not like high texture on the eye, but these are just more soft focus. So that's the big difference there. Also, Sydney Grace just has more colors, more bold colors. They also have that formula that has the little bit bigger mica flex if that's something that you enjoy. I will be honest, personally, it's not something that I enjoy, but they just have more options as well. So still both have a place in my heart. Okay, so of course, I want to talk a couple eyeshadow palettes. The first one I want to talk about is a color story. The name of the palette would honestly make me think I'm going to be disinterested in it. The brand did send this over, and I am so glad because I love this palette. We're talking about Cool Neutrals from Sigma. It's so good. I have used this so many times, so many times. And I think it's very deceiving in calling it a Cool Neutrals. I wish that they had just called it like, I mean, I get why, because that was sort of like the trend, right? Was going in, and we do have some cools in here, but I think this is such a well balanced. I wish that they had just called it the neutrals or like the naturals or something, because you have some warms, you have some leaning into rosy and taupey, you have, you know, almost like a little bit into that plum gray, and then you have the cool tones. Like, if you have not tried, stop right now. If you have not tried a Sigma eyeshadow palette yet, what are you doing? I don't have a single one yet that has disappointed me. I have purchased the 9 pans. I have the mini Corda Rosa that they sent me. They obviously sent me this one. They sent Little Mermaid over, which is also a beautiful palette. Oh my gosh. But this one I just got so much use out of this year, so I couldn't not pick this one. You can use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL if you want to look into this. I'm telling you, I think that, I mean, Sigma is obviously known for their makeup brushes, but their makeup is so good. I've just been shocked. Shocked every time. So very much in love with this eyeshadow palette and a lot of the others. So definitely give them a look this year if you haven't before. And like I said, check out the sale right now. My code KEEPBEAUTYREAL will give you that 40% off. Great deals, but I'll have my link down below in case you want to check anything out at any time. All right, I am probably gonna like cut in here because I totally went off track and started talking about something else, but we have more eyeshadow to talk about. Okay, the Nomad Chicago Speakeasy. Love it. Love it so much. I'm not gonna sit on this because I have talked about this one so much, especially talked about this one so much for it being one of the palettes that I did not do a video on. Missed opportunity, kicking myself. Absolutely love this one. Maybe she will come in a Get Ready With Me this season. Who knows? We'll have to see. Absolutely. Just love this palette. I love the shimmers. The mattes are great. I think the thing that I love about this is you have some cool tones, you have some warm tones, you have some neutrals, and some pops of color. The only complaint that I have is this palette only has one inner corner for me. It's fine. I've got all sorts of things that I use as inner corner, and a lot of palettes feel that way to me. So that's it. Love that one. That was sent in PR, and you can use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL. All right, let's talk about the last eyeshadow product that I want to talk to you about, and it is some singles from Devinah. It is 4 of the shades. I just have it in my like little greens here. It's 4 of the shades from the Twilight Whispers collection. I did decide to just pick up 4. They are in the very natural realm. Now I'm going to swatch these out for you. I did do a video where I built a whole palette around these 4 shades. So if you'd like to see the sort of color story that I created, oh my gosh, I totally just ran 2 of these shades together, but that's fine. It's totally fine. This is why I am not a swatch content creator. Nope, never gonna happen. I am much better at applying eyeshadows to the face than I am to a hand. It's ridiculous. So we need to turn this down. It's getting late and dark, which means I needed a lot of light, but here you can see the 4 shades that I picked up. The top shade is Thorn Shade. I've talked about that one a lot. I use that one on the eye if you'd like to see in that video. Then we have Cinder Bloom. Now I saw that this is one that was actually in the top shadows purchased this year from Devinah. Deandra did a video of all the top shades, and I was like, not surprised. Not surprised that this one's in here. It is absolutely a stunner. By the way, I will link her video down below because I actually thought that was a really fun one. This shade here is Bane Vine, another beautiful green, and then the bottom one is Earth Sworn, and that is a beautiful matte brown. These just make my green girl heart, my forest fairy wannabe heart go pitter patter. Like, these are just great. I am so glad that I picked them up when I did, because I think a lot of people held out for the Black Friday sales to pick up, because that collection came out so close to Black Friday. I think a lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to risk it and I'm going to wait for Black Friday. I did not want to do that because I wanted to get the, whatever that was, maybe like month and a half, 2 months of enjoying these shadows this fall, because I knew that they would just be go-tos, and they really were, and I can see them just being loves for a very long time. Cinder Bloom and Thorn Shade are definitely the two that I like wear a lot, but I enjoy all of them. And 3 cheers to being a conscious curator of your own eyeshadow collection. Like, I think a lot of us, let's say between 2020 and 2022 or even 2023, got very into, wow, gotta catch them all. You know, like when a brand would come out with new shades, we just like snag them all. And I have started to be very select in the shades that I purchase, knowing that I already have a lot. So I really want to see what fills little gaps in my collection and be true to myself in knowing what I will use and what I won't. So I did purchase those, by the way. You, if you wanted to purchase any of them, can use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL. That is affiliated now, so I do receive a small commission if you do purchase. So thank you very much if you do that. But these ones made my heart go pitter patter, and there are 0 regrets. So very excited, but also very excited that I know myself, and I sat down to be like, all right, Kelly, which of these are you really going to use and enjoy? And those ones I definitely have. All right, what else do I have sitting here? Brows. So I have all sorts of brow products that I use. I was just talking about this in a recent video where it's like I have all sorts when I want all different types of vibes. I'm pretty sure that I tried this one this year. If it wasn't this year, it was the end of last year. So I'm just going to talk about this. I wanted to pick one of these and I couldn't. I had to put both of them in here. So we have the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. I might have talked about this one last year. I can't remember, but there is just something to this that I love because it has a really good hold for a wax, and it really does have that satin to matte look. I would say not like matte, not like chalkboard paint, but like that almost matte feel where I feel like it just looks so natural, and filling in the brows, it does give me the feel of a few more hairs because I only have like 4 of them. So it makes me feel like I have 8 hairs. It's really great. So I love this one. I do find that if I go a little overboard and if I touch my brows at any time, it can have a little bit of a residue look. I wouldn't say flaky, but that little bit of like, if you've ever seen like a middle school boy, well, actually, middle schoolers aren't doing much of anything to their hair except like rubbing their hand into it to make it do this poofy thing. But back in the day when they did, and they would have way too much product in their hair and it had that like slightly milky look, I can get that out of this if I use too much and I touch my brows. That being said, it's an amazing product and I just try not to use too much and I try not to touch my brows. All right, so let's also talk about the Big Bush Brow Gel from Urban Decay. This also was sent over to me. Now, this is similar in the fact that it makes my brows feel a bit fuller and thicker. I do have it in today with the Precisely My Brow pencil. So I put the pencil in first and then I put this through. I have been using the shade Brown Sugar, and I really like this shade because it's a bit lighter and warmer than my brow hairs. So I feel like I can put quite a bit of this in and it still looks very natural. This doesn't have as much hold as the Fluff Up Brow Wax from Benefit, but it also has tint for one thing, which the other one doesn't. A little bit softer feel. Yeah, I would say that this has a little bit softer feel and it's probably more matte as well. So at the end of applying this, when it dries down, it almost feels like a powder brow, but with more longevity. I hope that's helpful. By the way, when I use brow gels like this one, I lay it all the way down to the skin. I almost use it to fill in my brow. That's what I do with Gimme Brow as well from Benefit. This one has more hold to it than the Gimme Brow, by the way, if you've ever used that, but they both have that fibrous feel to them. All right, that's a long time to be on brow gel, but love them both, use them both, will repurchase both. All right, so that was all my makeup for the something new portion. I do just want to make a special note in the jewelry department. This is a brand that I've talked about a lot. I did pick up a few more pieces from Hello Adorn this year. So many that I like, but the one that I have actually just really loved, and it was sort of a impromptu purchase. So when I was in Eau Claire for the extensions training that I was talking about in my Reflections BYOP video, I was so excited because I wanted to go into Hello Adorn to be able to do some shopping, and they happened to be having their ring sale going on at the time. And I was really sad because the training was supposed to go until after they closed, but we got done early, and it was so funny. Like, I got there and one of the hairdressers that was in my training also was like running in, and I just like grabbed her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we got to come in during the sale." She's like, "I know, I thought we weren't going to be able to," which was so funny. So I really was excited, and I kind of owe this to her because she wanted to get this duo. I think she actually did it as a trio, but she wanted to get a duo with these two rings, different shade of the ring. But I do have to just talk. Now, this is also the Valley Trio from the same brand. They do have it still, but not in the rose gold. But I got this duo. Do I remember what these two are called? Nope, I sure don't. Yep, I don't. I think this might be the Dune ring, this top ring here, and I don't remember what this one is, but I will look it up and I will have them down below. I will have them noted, and then I do have a referral link where you get credit off of your first purchase. I think you have to purchase like $50 or more. Let me tell you, this brand, I have a really hard time buying from many brands. I feel like anymore, I've had such good luck with my Hello Adorn, of course with my Abbott Lion, and then also with Ana Luisa. I just feel like those pieces have stayed so nice for me. I told you that it was a goal. I think, was that in my goals for 2024, or did I start doing that in 2023? Whenever it was, when I was like, listen, I'm done with cheap costume jewelry. I'm not going to be spending my money on things that I'm going to end up throwing into a landfill in like 6 months because they turn green. And so I've really enjoyed having pieces. These never come off. These, all the rings that I have on other than my engagement ring, are all Hello Adorn. I pretty much never take them off. These top two necklaces right here, I literally have not taken off in weeks. I did just put on a chain. It is Hello Adorn that I got in a, what do you call that? A silent auction that I bid on and won. And then I actually have on an Abbott Lion charm from last year's advent calendar. So 3 cheers for quality jewelry that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but that is going to last a really long time. So very happy with all of my purchases. So I will have both Hello Adorn and Abbott Lion linked down below because I still just really do love all of what I have. I have had to like slow my roll this year in what I was going to purchase because now I have so many things, and since I haven't had to throw any of it away because it still looks just like it did on day one, I don't really need to buy as much. So more conscious consumption, right? Consumption? Consumerism. I'm also on the conscious consumption train right now. Okay, wow. I think that's a good place to move into our next category, which is something old. So again, these are going to be all the things that I've been using for a long time, but still love and had to mention. We're going to talk about this one. This one I went through this year. I'm so excited. That's not it. I also love this, but we're going to talk about my Sneaky Balm from Salt, New York. You know that I love pretty much every single product from this brand. Absolutely love. I did go through my entire Sneaky Balm. I love this. I do already have a backup pan that I will be refilling this, but look at me. Woohoo! Made it. I love this. I do also really love the concealer, the Best Case concealer. There was something, if I wanted to pick one. And so this is the one that I was going to pick. I guess I technically could have put this in the something new though, because this did come out this year. Dang, missed opportunity, but I really love everything from Salt, New York. You know that I think that their cream tint pros are just so beautiful, so lovely on the skin. I just don't want to sit on the brand for too long because I talked about it a ton in my favorite products for the over 40 crowd. So if you do want to hear my love letter to Kiki and all of her amazing products, you can check that video out. All right, on the complexion train, I do have to talk about my Haus Labs Triclone Concealer. I still love this. I love it, but I feel like I'm also looking for another option. If you love this one and you have something that you love even a little more, let me know. I'm that girl. Like, I am that girl where concealer draws me in more than foundation, because I usually, like, I can go without foundation at any time. I pretty much always want to have concealer on though. Like, between my under eye circles, I have such dark inner corners. Like, even if I'm not going to be wearing a lot of eye makeup, I want to have something to sort of like conceal the redness on my eyelids. So it's something that I just love to have. I love this product. It's a bit luminous. It's juicy on the skin. It has enough coverage. I just have been feeling lately like I'd like to try something new. somewhere in that realm. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you have a suggestion, I'd love to know it. I do have this in 2 shades. I have light golden and light neutral. Love them both. It just kind of depends on the vibe, what I'm doing with my skin, what else I'm wearing. Love them both. Okay, so this one. I used up in my project use up. I used up the last of this product and I had a backup, and I immediately had to pull that backup out because in trying to use up the other one, I remembered how much I love this product. The Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Like I said, this year I used quite a bit of the Hydra Setting Powder from RMS. And once I started getting a little bit lighter, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to switch anyway. This one still has my heart a little bit over this one. The things that I love about this is it is very, very finely milled. Like you can do just a whisper of this over the skin and it is undetectable. I like the luminosity of this one and I like the tint. So there are just times for either or. And honestly, there are probably times for both where I could put some on different parts of the face. So still use and love both of these, but man, I still do not have a powder that I love the formula of more than this. So good. So thank you, Hourglass, for such a gorgeous powder. I think Hourglass products, like Hourglass powders, just are flawless almost every single time. So beautiful. They're just so finely milled. All right, another love letter product here. This was in my favorites last year, the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Flushed Balms. I use these every single week. I cannot put them down. Today, I actually have on Dancing Queen, and that's this one. I know you probably wouldn't think that, but what I did is I took my Forever Standby 109 and I just ever so slightly dipped the tip of the bristles into that, and then I work it into the cover, and then I can just pop this on and it isn't quite so like ba-bam. If you wanted to, you could like work into the back of your hand if you care what the top of your product looks like, but there is just something to this product that is so flawless. It is, it just has the natural texture of skin with like a little bit more hydration. I wouldn't even go as far as to say they're satin. I'm just going to say skin finish. They're just a beautiful, lovely skin finish. They last all day, uber pigmented. Like that little set of 4 that came out around the holidays is such a great steal because no one will ever need more than that little size. Like your average blush lover who has a few shades of blush is never going to need more than what's in that travel size. I highly doubt it. So just love these. Like I said, I have Dancing Queen on today, and I think it's a great shade for winter, just for that like in from the cold kind of vibe. And I also wanted to show that like I love that Danessa makes products that are going to look good on the deepest of skin, but you also could put this on someone who really has a very light skin tone as well. I think that my most used shade, however, is Jubilee. I mean, you can see I've actually like gone through a decent bit of this one. Also stuck my nails into it. It's just so good. It's terracotta-y, but almost has a bit of like warm rose to it to where it's not overly orange. Now, I love a good orange, but I think the bit of rosiness that this has are like almost like, it's like terracotta with a little bit of mauve. I don't know what I'm saying there, but I love it, and I think that it goes with just about everything. So really enjoy those. If she has new shades come out, I will definitely get them. I did not get the little kit with the limited edition shades. I really wanted to, but the big ones, I think, were the ones that I already have. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. Whatever, I talked myself out of it. I didn't get it, but I would definitely purchase more shades in the future. All right, Something Old Lips. I have to talk about this one because this one, I have so many fond memories of this lipstick, some that were made this year, and so I have to share it. Lisa Eldridge Strawberry Shock. This is one of the insanely saturated lipsticks. I hope that she's coming out with a formula similar to this in new colors in the Rouge Experience packaging. Oh, please, 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 I'm manifesting that right now. Okay, this color. So I have a lot of lipsticks, and I have used up like half this bullet. And this is a color that while it is gorgeous, it's not one that I wear all year round. But look, it is the most beautiful, kind of poppy, kind of pink, mm, so fun, so fun, so pretty. It makes me think of vacation. I always take it with me when I am going anywhere where I am on vacation, where I'm going somewhere that's going to be sunny, where I'm going somewhere that I need some mood boosting, where I'm going somewhere that I need a color that I know is going to make me look confident. So I feel like that's about every time I go anywhere, I bring this one with me. If and when I use it up, I will absolutely be repurchasing another. All right, the other product that I cannot go without mentioning is the City Lips Clear Lip Gloss from City Beauty. I love all of my City Lips glosses, but you know that the clear, I mean, this one is well on its way to being gone. Again, I use this as a lip gloss. I use it as a night mask. I use it as a lip prep in the morning. It's not tingly. It doesn't have an overly cool feeling. It doesn't have that like burny feeling. It just plumps your lips up through hydration, through the sheer amount of juiciness that this gives your lips. I love it. I love it. I love it. Uh, I will always have one on hand. I've recommended them to you guys. You all seem to really enjoy them. I've had a lot of people leave comments like, oh, I got this one and that one, love them. So I'm so happy, really love them. I'm just so grateful that I have so many products that I love and will continue to use now that it means that I'm not constantly on the hunt to find something new, you know, because when you find something that you're like, this is just so good, like I have zero reason to try another clear lip gloss, like no reason, unless it had like a really yummy coffee scent or, you know, something like that that I love, like that would maybe intrigue me, but not because I needed better quality product. All right, another product from Devinah that I absolutely love. I have to talk about the eye bases. The Prelusion is one that I use more than the specular just because I don't tend to use a glitter glue a lot, but I absolutely love the quality of this glitter glue and it's what I reach for when I do use a glitter glue. But the Prelusion eye base I think it just hits the mark for being so close to perfect in so many arenas. I think that the texture of it is beautiful. It's not, it gives a little bit of grip, but it's not overly like like rubber cementy like some can be. I find that the Urban Decay, you know, that one, whatever that one is. Wow, I'm totally blanking. The primer potion. That one can have a little bit of that rubber cementy feel and it makes it harder to blend eyeshadows. This doesn't, this has less of that, which I really appreciate. It doesn't make the eye look super dry. And I have had that happen with some primers before where you're like, cool, my eyeshadow stayed, but it looked like I put eyeshadow on some beef jerky and that ain't cute. Not cute. It does last all day. I just really like it. I could see wanting something that had a bit more tint to it, just to cover up any unwanted veining, redness a little bit more. However, when you start to do that, it starts to be unusable for some skin tones, right? So I get why it's not that way, but I would personally love that. That's just me being selfish. Okay, so love those. The price is right. Like, absolutely love them. I mean, even at full price, I think they're like $10. That's ridiculous. Uh, that's so good. And if you use my code, you get 15% off. Okay, so let's see here. I just kind of have to go through the maze of what's on my vanity right now to make sure. We have one more thing, and we started with fragrance. We're going to end with fragrance. Like I said, I'm not going to go a lot into all the fragrance, but this is one that is not a new to me scent. I picked it up last year, and it is one that I just consistently wore and am always happy with. It's probably one of my more complimented scents, and I'm so excited because they have it again. The last time I talked about this, it wasn't on the site anymore, and I thought maybe they weren't going to be making it anymore. So Juliana's Perfume makes an inspired by Mojave Ghost by Byredo. They make an inspired by scent called Spirit of Mojave. I have smelled Mojave Ghost before. Um, I don't have it on hand now, so I can't really compare. I don't care. I have zero need to ever smell that because I love this one. Oh, this is just, it's fresh without being a freshy, like a citrusy freshy, because you know that those usually smell like cleaning products on me. It is, it has a bit of floral, but it doesn't smell like a bouquet. It's sweet without smelling like candy and without being sugary or honey or caramel. It's fresh, sweet, light, airy, floral. mysterious, unique. I love it. And it's available. It might be out of stock right now, but it's on the site in the new packaging, which means that they're making it. So I will have it linked here. Let me know. So I have bought a lot of samples of Juliana's perfume. Let me know if you would like me to do a video on this brand. They now make a lot of their own concoctions. I haven't tried any of those, but I do have a lot of the dupes of different scents. Let me know if you'd like to see that video. I started taking notes a long time ago on what I thought about the scents, and I kind of like teetered off because I didn't know if you all would be interested, but let me know if you would like me to do that, and I would do that. All right, so is that it? I think that that's it. That was a lot. Thank you for sticking around. Thumbs up to all of you. Hopefully you'll give me a thumbs up as well if you enjoyed this video. I would really love to know down below what your top favorites of 2024 would be. Bonus points if you give me something new and something old, because we all love talking about the tried and trues as well. At least I think so. I love talking about them. You all seem to enjoy hearing about them because you're still here with me, and I appreciate that. So let me know. I love all the conversations that we have. Thank you all so much. It was a blessing to get to chat with all of you last year and, really just get to have conversations about this crazy, fun, creative world of beauty that we all enjoy. And I'm looking forward to doing the same in this year. So thank you all so much, and I will see you really soon.